Hey guys, this is Poet Spice Biblioscribe, and I am here to do a video for NaNoWriMo. I know I haven't done a video in a little bit, but 2020 has been a dumpster fire year, and who wants to get it on camera when you've added pandemic padding? Not that I was skinny before, but the point is, we added more padding during the lockdown padding. So, yuck. Wiggle woggle. Okay. So we are here to do, and I'm not cutting that out either. We are here to do a National Novel Writing Month video because it's October 24th as we see, and it's Preptober. Now, if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, and you'll have to excuse me because the kids are over there acting up again, chasing each other. The cats, because y'all know I don't have real children. So, yeah. Nano. And I'm being a nano rebel, just so you know. This year, I'm a nano rebel because I want to be. Why not? 2020 was a rebel, so why can't I? So I'm just going to talk a little bit about that. I've got a project and everything, and I have 2 tips for people like me, or people who want to be like me, or people who just don't know and don't give a flying fig. So, tip number 1 is be a rebel and start early. This year, I had an idea, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and start writing it when I had the idea. In the past, I have put down a little bit of notes, gathered a Pinterest board, or gathered, images off the internet and printed them out, put them in a binder, and then it might be the second week of October, and wait till November 1st to start. And what happens every single time I do that is nothing. I'll get stuck in the first 3 or 4 days and can't think of what to write, even though I have stuff down, but I get like, I've written this already in my head, and why am I going to do it again? Okay. Or I start second guessing my idea, and then I'm like, stuck. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Okay. And then I don't like it anymore. So I decided that this year, since I had an idea, when I had my idea, I was just going to write stuff down and write when I got the urge and whatever. So I've actually been writing my nano novel for a couple weeks. Now, of course, when November actually gets here, then I'll start at the 50,000, and I'll start ticking down that 50,000, but I'm not waiting. So that's my tip number 1. If you have an idea right now, today, October 24th, freaking start writing it. Be a rebel. Don't forget what you wanted to write, okay? Especially if you are a pantser plantser. We get our inspiration from that moment, that rush. So waiting dampens our creativity. Figure that out, okay? All right, my tip number 2, which is going to sound kind of weird, and I did not think it was going to work. But my tip is to write for 2 minutes. Now, that does not seem like a very long time. But a lot of the time, for me anyway, and I would imagine for other people that are having trouble getting into a writing habit, is we think, oh, I've got to sit down and write for an hour. I've got to sit down and write for 45 minutes. Or I've got to sit down and write these 500 words. And sometimes that can be daunting. 500 words really isn't that much. But when you're trying to fit that into your whole day and everything, it's like, and then you have this, oh, I don't want to get started. It's going to take too long, blah, blah. Although for me, reality, I can write 500 words probably in about 15-20 minutes if I'm literally handwriting it. If I'm typing it, then I can get that done in about 10-12 minutes. If I'm speaking it, I can get that done in about 6 minutes. So it's really not that big of a word count. But the thing is, you got to get started. So my second tip, as I said, is to write for 2 minutes. So what I've been doing every day, and I've missed like 3 days, and not in a row. It was like, I missed yesterday. Okay. So 2 minutes. I set my timer, and I actually set my timer on my phone for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So that way you have time to hit the button, get your pen, da 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 da. Okay. So for 2 minutes. And once I get started, then writing and stuff starts to come out. But I also feel accomplished because when that little bell goes off, my time is done. So if I don't feel like writing anymore, or if I'm stuck, or if I have to go to the bathroom, or even if it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot to write 5 minutes before I'm ready to go to bed, 2 of those minutes, I've got words. And it doesn't matter how many, you got words and you did the habit. So those are the two things that I have been working on to make me a rebel. I've been one, I started already. Two, I set my 2 minute and 15 second timer and I write. I go. After a little while, sometimes it's just like click, and I keep hitting that 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So I can keep going and going and going. Just click the start, click the start, click the start. And it's been helping. Yay. So that is basically my Preptober planning. 1, start now. 2, use a 2 minute timer. There you go. Actually, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay, so let me just show you a little bit about what I have going on as far as what I am using this year. Number one, I usually use my Dana Alpha Smarts. So that's, but it's buried somewhere, so I gotta dig that out. I know this is a weird thing, but I have to have my red fingernail polish. I don't know, it's something about red fingernail polish that absolutely I love. And if I'm using a black keyboard, the contrast, and I just love it. So that makes me happy. So I use red fingernail polish. Let me put it back up here so I don't lose it. I'm also going to be looking at this book, Creating Character Arcs by K.M. Weiland. Not that I'm necessarily, just following everything in it, but just like to look up some stuff. And then I wanted a black happy planner to go with the theme of my kind of novel here. So this is a little more cheerful than I wanted, but I couldn't find a totally, I can see all the stuff there, but I couldn't find a totally black one that I liked. So I thought this was good. So I got one of the Happy Notes, 8.5 by 11, and I got this. So, well, number one, I like it. So even if it's not this nano thing, it's kind of dark, which I love. And it's 8.5 by 11 instead of a classic happy planner. So you can see the inside here. I'm trying to get the glare off, but it's like the lighting in here is crazy today. And then you have these darker pages. Dream every day. And then it's Follow Your Heart. So these really have nothing to do with my story, but I liked the black. And it's kind of black and creepy because you got these flowers. So it's pretty and creepy to me, which is kind of like what I want. To take notes, and I got the 8.5 by 11 so that I could print off Sarah Cannon's Preptober stuff, and it would fit in here, and I didn't have to do any cutting down or anything like that. And also a tracker, because I want to do a word sprint tracker, which is like a bonus tip, I guess. Everybody says this, but for me, tracker or sprinting is, it helps. It helps me so much. And then finally, I did a cover. Now, I just picked an image off the internet and then put it in Canva and did my cover. So it's not like an official one because that would be copyright infringement. But I did do a cover. So you can see the title of my story is going to be Split. And I did one with a gray kind of tint to it. And then I just changed the background so that it was more of a reddish tone. So that's what I've got for you for NaNoWriMo this year. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.